Alright guys, hello, welcome to the video. So we're going to be discussing my 3 mark with the Batchat 12T, and honestly, this thing wasn't that hard to 3 mark. I had got the thing up to about 90, almost 91%, I think. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere I went to play it again, and you know how the mark can adjust, right? Depending on how people do. Well, it went from about 91 to like 93%. And then I played it maybe 15 battles or something like that. I don't know, 20 battles tops yesterday, and we 3 marked it with it was fairly easy, right? With some ease. So I'm gonna outspot the even here, and really this game is boring for the first 5 minutes, and then that's when we get all the spotting damage. Even finally goes down, and I'm able to spot everyone in the back here. This map is one of those maps where you just have to stay alive and be very, very, very patient. Erlenberg. Erlenberg is an awful map for light tanks. I don't care what anyone else says. If you're if you think this is a good map for lights, man, like something's wrong with you, trust me, because this map, man, like the only time you can actually spot is when you run all the way to the opposite side of the map, right? Depending on like which side you spawn on, right? So if you literally have to go all the way to the enemy side of the map. I shouldn't say I'm not saying it's the worst map, right? Ever. I'm not saying this is like mines or something. It's okay, but like this map is not. You can't call this map good for lights because it's just not. Even if you're playing at in like an even 90 or something and you grab one of these bushes, the chances that someone's going to continue poking on this side, you know, of the hill and stuff like that, it's just very unlikely that you're going to get any easy spotting damage on this map at all, compared to something like Malinovka, Prokhorovka, right? Westfield even. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just being very patient. I'm trying to outspot this even, you know, trying to pull back into this little ditch kind of right here, because you're fairly safe right here as long as you have a low tank, like something like the LT-432 or this or whatever. But Artie's going to target me. So like I can't continue to sit here. So at this point, I'm just going to kind of FO, and I'm gonna sit like kind of where the pattern is and stuff, and just see if I can, you know, spot the even 90. Because the issue is I don't want the even 90 poking up and spotting my guys, but I also don't want to be spotted myself, right? So if I can find an area where I can kind of keep him spotted if he pokes up, that would be great. So we're sitting right here. I don't think it's going to work though. I don't really like it because I feel like he can just poke up, you know, on the other side of the bush there, and he'd be okay. So it's just annoying, you know what I mean? Like this map is just very, very frustrating to play as a light tank, and you have to be extremely patient. Because if you're patient, especially with a tank like the 12T, you can just slide in here to the city, smack someone 4 times, and you're already at like half of, you know, the amount of damage that I'm averaging right now a game, right? Which it's incredible. I feel like I should be averaging way more damage. I think I was averaging like 1250 damage a game or something like that in this tank. But I guess it just depends on the games, right? I did it with a lot more spotting. I marked my tank rather with a lot more spotting than I did with damage in this vehicle, which is rare for me, you know, because usually you can do a lot of damage with the clip, but it just depends on the maps and stuff and what the situations are. But yeah, you could do, it's 170 damage a shot, so do the math. That's 340 for 2 shots. What is that, 680, right, for 4, if you land all 4 shots, in a matter of, what, 8 seconds or something like that, because I think it's like a 2-second intro clip. So just imagine the potential this tank has. You want to stay alive, right? You want to stay alive in every light tank, but something like this, and like the Borisk, and those tanks that have, like, really good burst damage, even better, right? Even better. So I'm trying to see if I can maybe spot some of these guys over here. I also had a really good game in the T100 LT recently, last night, where I was going back and forth, back and forth. There was also an EBR 105 that was 3 marked on my team, so that was helpful. He was very good as well, but I was going back and forth trying to get spots, and we eventually lost that game. We just lost way too much map. You know, we lost way too much map in the first few minutes of the game, and me and the EBR 105 are trying to make up for it, right? And we're just 2 light tanks, and, you know, the team is just melting, and there's just only so much you can do. So, Udez kind of pokes up here. This is what we needed. Like, look, we got 4 full HP guys here. We need someone to be a little bit aggressive. Now the even has gone down, and now we can have some fun with this. We're 5 minutes into the game. We stayed alive. I have only been hit by the M53 splashed, so we still have 793 HP, and now I can make this work, right? So I'm going to spot the Leo PTA here. I'm going to kind of adjust to that, move to the right a little bit, and then I'm just going to keep going. because with my concealment being about 45%, I should not be spotted by this guy yet. And the Yag Tiger appears as well. So I'm actually going to take, because I know I'm not spotted here, I was thinking about taking a shot at the Yag Tiger, and now we can pull up and try and spot these guys, but STRV 103B appears. So now I have to come back down. And if you guys do try to make this play, just try and stay in this little pocket right here. You see how there's a pocket right here? Kind of. See this? How it comes out like this? And so like if you try and stay in this pocket, especially like right in this area where I'm at, it's very unlikely that you're going to get hit by anyone over here. Like the tiger mouse might have a shot at me, but you just have to know, like obviously you don't want to make this play if there's enemies sitting like in these areas. Again, the tiger mouse being where he is kind of like over here, but I think he's more concerned with like the Yag Tiger or whatever, or he's gone back like this, or whatever the case may be, right? So you just have to kind of know like when you can and can't make this play. And so I put myself here. You are putting yourself in harm's way, right? It is kind of a risky, aggressive play, but at this point in time, I would like to get some spotting damage to mark my tank, but also we have the advantage here. We can now take this side of the map because I can make it almost all the way here without being spotted. And I was lucky enough to not even be spotted until we spotted the 103B, which is kind of rare. Usually someone will be sitting like in one of these bushes here, like usually this one or something like that, and they'll spot you on the way in, but you can take a hit, right? And then you get in this pocket. So here we are. We're in this pocket. We're pretty safe here, right, for the most part, based on where people are on the map. And we just poke up, spot the 103B again. We've got 4 people back here that can take shots, so they're going to do that. We're spotting him. I'm just out of his render range, by the way. I'm just using game mechanics, in case you guys are wondering, like, how is he not spotted? Well, I'm just using the game mechanics. I poke up, I have CVS, I can spot him through the bushes. I'm like 57, actually says there, 57 meters away from him. And 50 is the proxy. He needs the proxy me. There's multiple bushes here, right? So we're not being spotted. Now we are, because he's kind of moving, and I shot him as well. So you break a lot of camo doing that. And looks like, I guess Artie was trying to fire on me here, and he misses. So now what I'm going to do is poke up. I'll go to my camera view so you guys can see. This is kind of funny. I just kind of stare down the Leo here. I know I'm not spotted. I know the game mechanics. This guy's 96 meters away. I have 45% concealment. You know, we're using CVS to kind of spot him here as well, because we're spotting through the tree. Now I'm going to pull back down. And here's, I don't want to call it a secret spot, but this is a spot that I like to use in a tank, especially such as the T100 LT, a really low tank to the ground. LT432 will work well as well. You poke up like, not really like this, I'm just being greedy and getting shots at the Ag. But we're gonna get 3 shots at him here. The STRV 103B is able to hit me here. Another STRV, and then you get into here. So I'm going to draw this out for you guys again real quick. You can see there's like a little pocket. It kind of goes down here, right? So that's what I'm using. And then you have like this little ridge line right here almost. See that? It's kind of tough for me to show you guys, but there is like this little hill right here, and you can kind of stay behind it and then keep poking. Right, and you can stay safe from these guys down here, but continue to spot them, and you just have to be careful of people in the back. Of course, there's no one in the back, though. I can see my Yag Tigers heading to the base, you know, looking for one more shot at the Yag. We hit him in the track or whatever there, and that's pretty much going to be the game, guys. That's it. We did 3,976 spotting and ended up being 4,200. This is exactly what it was in the M plates. 4,200 spotting, 1,000 damage, and that's over 5K combined. And we ended up 3-marking this vehicle. The Artie just has to go down. I think he drowns himself. Yeah, typical of ARTA players, you know. And you guys wonder why I don't like ARTA players. They just drown themselves, you know. Can't even take an L like the proper way. But anyway. That's the game, guys. I don't have M plates for this one. I figured because I'd be talking so much, I didn't want to bore you guys with M plates. I mean, you can see like all the, if you want to see if you know anyone or whatever, here it is. But the score, this is exactly what the score was: 42-36, 1,012, you know, 4 spots. And we had no kills this game, and that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to really, you don't really need to see the M plates, even though I know everyone loves to see the M plates, but I was just going to end it here to save you guys some time, let you know that I 3-marked this vehicle. It is my 33rd 3-mark. We're really getting up there with 3-marks now. But, you know, I'm no expert. A lot of those were tier 5s as well, tier 6s and whatever. But I do have like a couple tier 9s now, you know, a number of tier 8s, tier 7s and all. But, you know, it's definitely easier to mark the lower tiers. Anyway, I'll catch you guys for the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you can learn something from this video, as I don't do this format that much anymore. But here you go, Batchat 12T 3 marked. Catch you guys for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.